I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about the harassment that the women were experiencing there.
Yes, it started a few years ago when ultra-Orthodox community moved into the town and began to harass the women on the streets, spitting, egg throwing, calling of names. And then it came to a head in 2011 when there was some conflict over a school. The ultra-Orthodox community wanted the school for themselves, but the community for whom it was built obviously wanted it too. And the girls, it was a girls' school in an Orthodox community, but not an ultra-Orthodox community. The girls started attending there, and ultra-Orthodox men came out to harass them on their way to and from school. Harassment was also taking place in other places in the town, on buses and on the streets, where these ultra-Orthodox men were demanding segregation between men and women and modest dress by women in all public areas. These women had been organising, well, there were some men involved as well, but mainly women had been organising in their local community using initially an email list through which they organised protest and protection for the girls on the way to and from school, and then they moved on to Facebook, and within Facebook they then set up a Facebook group, which is Kulanu Orot Banot, which in English means we are all Orot Banot, which is the name of the school. So we are all members of this school, we are all students in the school, and through Facebook they organised the protests. So somebody would post, "I can hear screaming from the school," and the women who would see that on their computer in the kitchen would run to the school to protect the girls on their way out and on their way in as well, escort them to their buses, escort them home. But all of this protest locally came to nothing until the Friday night news coverage of this story, in which they depicted in particular an 8-year-old girl who was extremely scared and emotional about having to go to school, having to be shouted at and spat at and called names by these ultra-Orthodox men. And it was that item on the news that triggered both interest nationally among politicians and the police, etc., but also among the broader society.